5 shocking things you didn't know about I Am Legend. Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at 5 shocking things you didn't know about I Am Legend. Let's get right into it. The novel I Am Legend, penned by Richard Matheson in 1954, is widely regarded as one of the earliest examples of post-apocalyptic fiction. The story follows a lone survivor in a world overrun by monstrous beings, making for a haunting narrative that also provokes thought-provoking questions. The book's impact extended far beyond literature, as it influenced George A. Romero's seminal 1968 zombie movie, Night of the Living Dead. Matheson's novel was a key source of inspiration for Romero, who adapted its themes of isolation and survival into his zombie apocalypse tale. The 2007 film adaptation of I Am Legend, starring Will Smith, was equally terrifying but also infused with a potent sense of emotion and despair. It featured scenes that were both gut-wrenching and unforgettable. Here are some lesser-known facts about the movie. Number 1. I Am Legend, the 2007 movie starring Will Smith, is the third big-screen adaptation of Richard Matheson's 1954 novel of the same name. Interestingly, it was the first film to retain the actual title of the novel, as the previous 2 adaptations went by different names. The 1964 movie, The Last Man on Earth, starring Vincent Price, and the 1971 film The Omega Man, featuring Charlton Heston in the lead role. Both drew inspiration from Matheson's novel, but took vastly different approaches to the source material, with distinct tones and storytelling styles. Each of the 3 adaptations brings its own unique vision of Matheson's post-apocalyptic world to the screen. The Last Man on Earth emphasizes the psychological toll of isolation and the bleakness of a world where humanity is all but extinct. The Omega Man takes a more action-oriented approach, with Heston's character fighting against a cult of mutated humans. In contrast, I Am Legend explores the theme of loneliness in the midst of chaos, as Will Smith's character struggles to maintain his humanity and sanity while surrounded by hordes of bloodthirsty monsters. Number 2. When it came time to finding a director for the 2007 adaptation of I Am Legend, Will Smith had Guillermo Del Toro at the top of his list. The celebrated Mexican filmmaker, known for his visually stunning and emotionally resonant works like Pan's Labyrinth and The Shape of Water, was a natural choice to helm the project. However, Del Toro ultimately declined the offer to direct I Am Legend in favor of another project, Hellboy 2: The Golden Army. The decision was not an easy one, as Del Toro was a fan of Matheson's novel and felt that Will Smith was the perfect choice to portray the lead character, Robert Neville. Number 3. In preparation for his role as Robert Neville in the 2007 film adaptation of I Am Legend, Will Smith went to great lengths to understand the psychological toll of loneliness and isolation. One of the ways he did this was by meeting with former prisoners who had spent time in solitary confinement. During these meetings, Smith listened intently as the former inmates shared his experiences of being cut off from the outside world and forced to spend months or even years in complete isolation. They revealed to him that the key to surviving such an experience was to establish a strict routine and stick to it, no matter what. These insights had a profound impact on Smith and helped him to shape his portrayal of Robert Neville. In the film, Neville is shown going through a meticulous daily routine, from scavenging for supplies to conducting experiments in his makeshift laboratory. By incorporating these elements into the character and the script, the filmmakers were able to create a more realistic and empathetic portrayal of someone living in isolation. Number 4. One of the most impressive and memorable scenes in the film is the evacuation sequence at the Brooklyn Bridge. This breathtaking sequence is a testament to the film's high production value and attention to detail. To bring this scene to life, the filmmakers spared no expense, investing a whopping $5 million into its production. It took 6 nights to shoot, with a massive crew of over 250 people on set to ensure that every detail was captured perfectly. Additionally, over 1,000 extras were brought in to play the panicked civilians fleeing the city, adding to the sense of chaos and urgency. The realism of the scene was further enhanced by the presence of over 150 National Guard troops, dressed in full military gear, adding to the sense of authenticity and urgency. The attention to detail and commitment to creating a truly immersive experience for the audiences is evident in every frame of this spectacular sequence. Number 5. The scene in which Robert Neville spots the mannequin named Fred in a different location than usual is a pivotal moment in the film. The audience shares Robert's confusion and sense of unease as he tries to come to grips with what he is seeing. To heighten the feeling of uncertainty, the filmmakers employed a clever trick. Rather than using a stationary mannequin, they hired a mime to play the role of Fred. During filming, the mime actually turned his head ever so slightly, creating the impression that the mannequin had moved. This subtle gesture is barely noticeable, but adds to the overall sense of disorientation and confusion that Robert is feeling. The filmmakers were able to create a powerful moment that captures the psychological torment that Robert is experiencing. The viewer is left questioning their own perceptions, just as Robert is questioning his. That's all for today, and we'll be sure to catch you all in the next one.